All right. So today I'm here with, you said your name is
Chris. Chris George.
Chris George. All right. So Chris George, the first question is obviously, I haven't met you. I don't know anything about you. So how would you describe yourself? Like who is Chris
Sure.
George?
Movie star. Books, poetry. I speak on behalf of companies, make speeches.
So you're a communicator, you're a creative.
Yeah, creative person. Yeah, and I relay a message to people. Yeah,
What do
of
you,
hope, prosperity, ability, support, helping people out, things like that. Yeah.
and I guess how long have you been relaying that message for?
Well, it's been a while. It took many years to develop. I started back in 1986, I think, when I first came out of school, and I went to Cornell. I have a degree in architecture, and I got into the mills in Pittsburgh. I was working with steel mills, engineering. I kind of work. I transferred from architecture to engineering, my choice. Anyway, they approached me to start teaching the GED and the ESL.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and I was finding success, helping people read, write, learn fractions, decimals, percents, that kind of stuff. And went on to being transferred to New York State. So I live in Ithaca, and the main office is in Syracuse. I help people. I got appointments 9530 with fractions and decimals, and whole numbers, math, stuff like that.
And then on the creative front, like is there a project that you're working on right now?
Yeah, we're shooting ads for Wrangler jeans, Rustler, Lee, 7-Eleven, Icy Hot as a contractor, and Macy's for Christmas.
So it sounds like, do you have like your own like advertising
Yeah,
agency or?
and I work through Hollywood.
Oh wow. And then you said you also do acting as well, like.
Yeah, I've been in some movies or production work mostly. I can do a cameo. People know who I am, and they put me in. I was in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood
Really?
with
Brad Pitt. Wow.
and DiCaprio. I was involved in that movie. It was maybe a sequel come to it or a series will come out of it.
Who did you play in that movie?
I was in production. I didn't really see the screen, but I was involved in the
Got it.
writing and the orchestration of the movie.
So you got to see like you were on the set or near the set with all the actors.
Yeah,
and-
the actors. Actresses.
Did you get to talk to any like the super famous ones?
Yeah, I know Brad Pitt. I know
Really?
DiCaprio. I know. As an aside, I know. What's her name? Gwyneth Paltrow.
Yeah.
I know Penelope Cruz. I know myself.
Yeah. There you go. Are they, everyone sees them in the movies, and obviously they're very, they're playing a role, they're very charismatic, but also a lot of times you'll see that actors, some of them are just like that in real life, and whereas some of them they really put on the character, like.
Yeah, some are real people.
Yeah.
I'm a real person. I can talk to a toddler. I can talk to
Right.
younger executives, college students, adults. Yeah,
Any
I'm
setting.
like that. Any setting, any place, I can have a simple conversation.
Yeah.
Or I can pick it up and start talking about Dostoevsky or anybody like that. Brad Pitt's down to earth. Others, Jack Nicholson's down to earth.
Yeah.
A few others, yeah. DiCaprio's relatively down to earth.
Would you say that that's the most important skill, being able to talk with anyone, communicate,
Yeah.
relate to people?
That's how you deal with people.
Yeah.
'Cause in life, I mean, the project is maybe 5%. Then the rest of it is orchestrating the project.
Exactly.
And getting people to do the work
Exactly.
and operations
Right.
and financing and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, 'cause, I mean, a lot of people have ideas, but in any sort of project, any sort of endeavor, you have to know how to coordinate a team and also manage different personalities, and like, yeah, the better
Yeah,
you
you
are.
see this just by coming here and sitting
Right.
down and setting something up.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I see the same thing. You have to be organized.
right.
You have to know how to use people.
Yeah,
To be able to communicate. That's the key. If you can talk, that's your ticket anywhere.
right.
Being able to talk.
Have you felt like, I mean, when you were very young, did you feel like communicating, talking with people came naturally to you, or was it something that you worked on and developed over time?
It came relatively natural because my father was a public speaker. He was a priest, but he wrote books and spoke in public about the church, the Orthodox Church. And I just assumed everybody was going to be a talkative person like that
Right.
and had no problem communicating. So
Yeah.
I went on to do that. But it took me a while after he passed away
Yeah.
for me to realize that not everybody has that skill.
Yeah.
And when you have that skill, it's to your advantage to be able to go out and communicate.
Yeah. Do you ever, I guess now, do you ever get nervous before any sort of,
Not really.
have you ever?
Yeah.
When you were young?
When I was 18, 19 years old, trying to break out of college, trying
Yeah.
to get a job somewhere, put on the blue suit
Yeah.
and the tie
Yeah.
and black shoes and all that. Yeah.
It's like a
But
performance in itself. Like,
Yeah, I'm almost 60 now, so that's 40 years ago.
I guess what is, I mean, clearly you've had lots of experience communicating different capacities. Like, what would you say to maybe someone who maybe is shy or doesn't feel like they have that skill yet or they need to work on it? Like, what's some advice that you would give them to get better at just communicating?
That's a good question. Funny, I had lunch with somebody who asked me the same question on Thanksgiving Day at Salvation Army. He said, I get so nervous. How do you get over it? I took one word: practice. Just
Yeah.
keep doing it over and over until you get comfortable with what you're talking about. You have to believe in what you're saying
Right.
and what you want to accomplish, and then go out and do it. And then it doesn't matter if you're speaking to one person or 1,000 people. It's all become second nature because you're selling your idea.
Yeah.
You're selling your story, and
Yeah.
that's what everyone wants to hear. Once you feel that people want your story, then it breaks down all the barriers.
Right.
I'm lucky to hit because I'm conservative and I live in a liberal area over here.
Yeah.
So people come and talk to
Yeah.
me and they say, yeah, he's a Republican. But that helps me because
Yeah.
people want to know and understand what I stand for. So
Right.
it works to my advantage.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess on that's interesting. On that note, well, we can switch the topic. You don't have to answer, but
Uh-huh.
who are you? Do you want Trump? Do you want Vivek, DeSantis?
Yeah, DeSantis.
DeSantis.
Pushing mostly for DeSantis. Of course, he's made some statements about Human Rights Coalition, but I have to see what comes out. I like Haley
Yeah.
as a woman. She's confident as a woman. And Trump, but he's got some question
Got the
marks in my
cases.
mind.
Yeah. What do you think of Vivek?
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Ramaswamy. Yeah.
Ramaswamy. I think he's a character because he's trying to be like Trump.
Yeah.
He's trying to buy the election. He's trying
I
to,
think it's an act.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's an act. To me personally,
Yeah.
I'll listen, but I don't think I would vote for him.
Do you, when you're talking with people here, you said that obviously it's a liberal area, people maybe are more inclined to engage with you because they know you're on the other side. How often are people, I guess, civil or willing to discuss, because it's very politicized. A lot of times you see like, oh, we're more divided than ever. It's hard to talk with people, but also that's just like what people like to run with. So in practice, in your day-to-day, do you find that most people are, I guess, amenable, able to discuss things civilly?
Yeah, because I meet people halfway, like the recent incident in Israel and Gaza.
Yeah.
I personally am pro-Palestine, but I recognize a pro-Israel, but will recognize a Palestinian.
Right.
And to me, that's no problem. If a person says I'm pro-Palestine, I'm not going to get up and walk away or get into a
Right.
fight. I'll say, that's fine, I'm pro-Israel, but you're pro-Palestine, I respect that. And they should be separate nations and separate countries, autonomous to themselves, and there should be peace in the world.
Right.
So, yeah.
I guess we'll end with one more question. What are you looking forward to the most in the next week?
Vacation.
Vacation?
Christmas vacation.
Christmas
Been gone
vacation.
for 4 years without seeing my family in Pittsburgh. Get some sun, maybe, some downtime, get some rest.
Do you know when you're heading back?
Hopefully right around Christmas Day.
Christmas Day. Kind of tight, no?
They have to tell me, the agents tell me what they want,
Yeah.
and I do what they say.
Yeah.
I work for them.
Right.
I'm the star, but I have to do what they say.
Yeah. They direct it.
They direct.
Well, I think that's a good note to end on.
All right.
It was nice speaking with you. Thank you
All
for
right,
doing the
guys.
interview.
Have a good evening.